Morning, Steve Free in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, overnight we've got beans up a little bit, corn and wheat down a little bit, and so I think that market's still trying to recover from the USDA report on Friday, in which the USDA estimated corn acres well above the trade expectation and soybean acres well below the trade expectations. It's one of those things where USDA admitted that 17% of the crop, or 15.5 million corn acres, were not yet planted when they took the survey, and they are going to resurvey in the month of July, and if there's any difference in the acreage, they will come out on August 11th with some new numbers. Still doesn't help the people that were long corn because of the bad start to this year's crop, and the questions kind of pop up when we get to July supply and demand. Will the World Board use their acreage numbers, or will they use the new NASS numbers? It's kind of interesting when you look at beans. USDA's June U.S. carryout is 1045, and the average guess, if you use 80 million acres, is around 580 as far as the carryout is concerned, which could be supportive to prices. It suggests that when you look at November bean chart, we're probably in a $9, $9.50 consolidated trading range until we know more about our supply, or even if China is going to buy U.S. beans. Over in the corn, the USDA's carryout was 1675. Most of the numbers are around 1700. People are using anywhere from a 162 yield to the USDA's 166 yield, and exports anywhere from 1815 to the USDA's 2150. So the corn carryout is a moving target depending upon what's going to happen from a weather standpoint and if China buys any U.S. corn or ethanol. Wheat, not much change here. The USDA's got a carryout at 1072. The lowball number is 900 carryout in wheat by adding 50 million bushels to the exports and 110 million bushels to the feed numbers. There's a gap in D's corn at 420, and we'll see if we need to trade down and fill that gap before we find consolidation. So far, we also note that the President of the United States blinked when he was at the G20 meeting, saying he will not increase tariffs on China and that the trade talks will start in the next few weeks. We don't know if the Chinese are going to buy any U.S. ag goods as part of this reconciliation, or at least coming back and starting talks. Hasn't helped the grains overnight, but stock market's higher, dollar's higher, and crude's higher. And so at least those markets probably are looking for this as a positive thing, especially in the stock market. Funds on Friday, big sellers of corn and wheat. They bought beans, meal, and oil. Right now we looked at them as being long about 20 wheat, long about 130 corn, and short about 40 beans. And so again, July is a key month for Northern Hemisphere crops. Looks like the 11 to 14 day calls for scattered showers almost every day. If I'm a corn and bean plant that was planted on time, this is perfect weather. We're not really seeing any heat with temperatures closely near normal, but we'll just kind of have to see what the later July and August weather is going to be and how it's going to affect crops. I don't personally think we've seen the highs in corn yet, but we have a long road ahead of us to try to get back to those prices before the bearish USDA report. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day.